Check, 1, 2. You can call me Richie Flicks today, a name that was given to me back in the days because I used to put everybody on to the coolest movies. If it wasn't for me, none of my friends would know about Reservoir Dogs, etc., etc. We'll be getting into the show. Clark, I see you early. I like that. Nice. Let's play some music.
New York was killing me. New York was killing me. New York was killing me.
All we have is 3 suspects flying stars over their faces.
New York was killing me. New York
Brooklyn.
was killing me.
Might clothesline a yuppie off a city bike. Pop. Yo, just got back from tour, still spending euros. 10 bands in the hood for my cousin's murals. City workers give up 20 years of their life and still can't afford to pay a mortgage in the 5 boroughs. Verrazano damn near $20. Fuck is that? Fuck your overtime and them shitty hours. We buying into what should be ours. I say CI, that's not Central Islip or City Island. They trying to turn the projects into condos. Fuck gentrification, fuck it, what do I know? It's like taking the gorilla out the Congo. I've been here 30 years, now where the fuck do I go? $15 Newports End on the bottom. They got the fake New York stamp. I might start an out of towner out just for spite and have him calling home to his mama like.
You like my flow?
We illegal now, free that nigga Rollo. Niggas in New York drilling shit like this in Chicago. On my hip is where I still keep my hand mat. These young boys be keeping their guns in their fanny pack. Everybody gang, I don't know who is who. He's screaming blood, he's screaming crip, he's screaming woo. Scammers trapping on the Ave in front of the deli. That ain't Zaza in that bag, you selling us Reggie. $200 for a fake vaccination card. Got one for my bitch, the government trying to take her job. Fuck the new mayor, I don't like his politics. He black, being racist, he trying to bring back stop and frisk. New York City stop prosecuting prostitution. They investigating niggas in the Bronx that be shooting. This shit hard as murder and them. Somebody gonna get stomped out by a nigga that's wearing Timbs.
Mr. Fugazi, always good to see you. My brother from across the pond.
All we have is 3 suspects flying stars over their
New
faces.
York City, the grittiest. Diamond District, watches the prettiest. Beautiful. Out of town, not that, but I'm on some city shit. Yo, fresh out the precinct, the season, it's always Timbers. Benz Coops, parked it on Dykeman, pick up my kids, bing bong. Army jacket lining, look like Vietnam. Illmatic, with a pill habit, shit's help me sleep calm. The park of the apple, where the tourists get nervous. Causing traffic, cut you off on purpose, scream, fuck out of here. Larry Merchant couldn't prepare you for the rumble. Not NYC, HA, abbreviation for the jungle. Yeah, the youth got the drill vibes, it's still live. Catch your op going live and let him watch him lose his life in real time. Real locks, baby, rough riders, plus the terror squad. Diplomats, 50 base and yayo, HOV and 9s. Yeah, the F&M bullets got manicures, they blue tip. Flex blue, Angie Martinez, shout out the Who Kid.
Declared this state to be a disaster area.
All right, let's get into it. That was funny, Bats. See how dedicated I am? I'm on vacation and I'm still dedicated to the show. Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday morning cipher. I am your host, Big Rich. I don't think Melquan will be joining us today. I told him, but I don't think he said he would be able to do the show this morning. But we will be back on Monday. We'll be back on Monday. Melquan got some shit to talk about. I got some shit to talk about. Anyway, good morning. Welcome back to another episode. This is Waking Up with Ruckus, the Saturday edition, so take it easy. Pasquale in the building. Mr. Fugazi checking in on a Saturday. Clark on the check-in. Jeffrey Stinger, the first one there. ¿Cómo stai? Pasquale. Salute. Nino, let me know if you want to rock. Anyway, I am a Quentin Tarantino nerd. Do you understand what I'm saying? There isn't any other director. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Vic Vega, right? Tarantino. There isn't any other director, writer that has influenced my life more than Quentin Tarantino. More than Quentin Tarantino. There isn't. Because when I was a kid, there was Indian movies. Then there was Star Wars and E.T. Then there was Predator. Then there was Quentin Tarantino. So all of the first movies I mentioned were all special effects. Wow. Fucking lasers. Fucking space. And gigantic fucking Imperial cruisers. Right? But Quentin, there's no special effects in Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction. We're talking about pure camera work, insane dialogue, and some of the how he makes that, how he sees you understand what I'm saying? Nobody does it like, I don't care about the Spielbergs. Yeah, I saw that, Vic Vega, the action figure, totally crack, absolutely cool. Don't let me into your house because I'll steal it from you and then put it in the background. Say it wasn't me. Then you're gonna have to try to figure out how to get it back. I will. Do not let me in your house. I'll steal it. I apologize. Bad side. I'm sorry. Ahead of time. If you let me in your house and if you go to the bathroom and you leave the room, I'm taking it. I'll probably leave money there, but I'm taking it. And then I'll let you know I got it because you're going to see it in the background. You know what I mean? Nobody has done it like Tarantino. He is coming out with his 10th film, and it is named The Film Critic, which why you will be calling me Richie Flicks today, because there is no one like Clark is the critic of where he is. I am the critic of Jackson Heights. Now, one day I will be able to introduce my Jackson Heights family, and they will tell you who upgraded their cool level. And this is before the internet. Big Rich had to go do research. And the thing is, somebody get me the name of that song so we could play it. Do you know that he asked Mr. White? No, Mr. Blonde, who was Vega, right? Was Mr. Blonde Vic Vega? Right? Yeah, right. Vince Vega was Travolta. He asked Mr. Blonde to play the role that he gave to John Travolta, and Mr. Blonde said no because he already had a commitment to another movie, which kind of messed up their friendship. You understand what I'm saying? I know about these things. You understand? So how I got into Tarantino is through Pulp Fiction. Can you just imagine watching Pulp Fiction, not knowing Reservoir Dogs even existed? It's fucking crazy. If there's one thing I geek out about, it's fucking Quentin Tarantino. I can name something from every movie. It's so sick, right? If you're a true movie fanatic like I am, and I don't like to use the word fanatic, just love movies, right? There's scenes, odd little camera angles, odd little bits of dialogue from every movie that stand out. Yeah, is each movie connected? I never got into that. I remember reading an article about that, Vega, that each movie was connected, right? Stuck in the middle. Oh, that the name of the song? Okay. All right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Now, if each of the movies were connected, that would be great. That would be great. So here I am coming into the movie theater to watch Pulp Fiction. Okay. So of course I smoked some weed before, because that's the ritual. You got to get high before going to the movie theater back in the days. And, you couldn't, there were no vapes, unfortunately, or, you could have made brownies, but who was making brownies back then? And I go into Pulp Fiction and I sit down, and here's the opening scene, right in the restaurant. And Tim Roth, who's a brilliant fucking actor, I watched all his films. I fucking love Tim Roth, right? Talking to his chick about robbing the right. I mean, and the way the conversation, I was so taken aback. I was just so, my mind was blown. Pause. Just on that opening scene, right? What is it? I love you, pumpkin. I love you, honey bunny. Any of you motherfuckers move, and I will execute every motherfucking last one of yous. Boom, drop the Dick Dale, Mr. Luso. I was like, what the fuck is going? Dude, my hair was standing up. I know Mac J's making fun of me right now because I'm so geeking out over this shit. I'm so nerdy over this shit. I wish I had another fellow Quentin Tarantino ologist to talk to right now, but it's all good. Feed off of my energy, okay? Shout out to Dan Supreme, who's, I mean, it just goes on and on, Zareth, okay? That is a tasty bird. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, we could just do a whole show on breaking down Pulp Fiction, but let's not get crazy. Shout out to Dan Supreme, my boy, whose brother was a interviewer on Spanish radio in New York City for years and interviewed Quentin Tarantino over Spanish radio. Robert Rodriguez did Desperado, but Quentin Tarantino was in it with the funniest joke ever. Please, just Vic Vega, you're gonna make me go crazy right now. I got the caffeine in me. Oh, my skin is so dry. I gotta use some lotion. Or where was I? I'm all over the. Oh yeah, so we got Quentin Tarantino's autograph on. I forgot what magazine back in the day was really popular for the movies. It was the Official Movie Magazine. I can't remember. Maybe Zareth, you would remember. You were in the business. And he signed it with the whole Jackie Brown crew on the cover. So, me and QT know each other through 6 Degrees of Separation. Desperado, Dust Till Dawn, Tim Roth and Hoodlum playing the Dutchman. Absolutely. Love Tim Roth's swag. How you doing? My skin looking a little pale even. So here I am in here. So by the way, I don't know if here's how you know you're like me when it comes to movies, okay? If you went to Pulp Fiction for the first time in the movie theater and stayed again to try to figure out the correct order of the movie, I was taken aback in so many different fucking ways. The way he chaptered each part of the movie, the way the movie was just completely out of order, the way you had to put it in order. Here's a story of 2 hitmen that are trying to get back a suitcase that has their boss's soul in it that was robbed by the devil, hence the bandage in the back of his head. I mean, it just goes on. Harvey Keitel, John Travolta, Bruce Willis, Uma Thurman. I am the real Fandango, even. That's how I recognize the Fandango in you. OMG. They have the Hateful Eight on Netflix, even. Lie to Me, I never watched, Zaret. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed I never watched Lie to Me. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. Are you fucking the soundtrack, the music, the fucking dialogue about the foot massage, about Tony Samoan or whatever his name is, or whatever the fucking story about the guy getting thrown out of the window. Oh, Gattaca was a dope movie. Remember Gattaca? Was she married? Wasn't she married to Ethan Hawke at one time? I believe so, right? I think I walked by Ethan Hawke in the city once. I'm not the type of person that's going to say hello to you. You know? Yeah, we know he has a foot fetish. That's cool. I mean, and I'm Jimmy Dean. Light up that bean, Holmes. I mean, I'm still stuck on Pulp Fiction, then going backwards to Reservoir Dogs, then forwarding, right? Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2, Inglourious Bastards, Django, Hateful Eight. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, he is, if you took the word cool and try to personify it in the dictionary, just put the picture of Quentin Tarantino, there is no cooler. I don't care about the Spielbergs and the Camerons and all that bullshit. I mean, this guy makes fucking movies. Right? I'm gonna keep it real. I was never really impressed by those instrumentals that he gave Tarantino, the RZA instrumentals. I never really was fond of them. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I have to watch again, was brilliant. Listen, what he did in Django, I say Django like the fucking idiot in the movie. Django. Remember when he was talking to the French guy? He goes, "Can you spell it? DJANGO. The D is silent." I mean, you could just, any bit of dialogue is just so fucking cool. Everything. But to make Leo DiCaprio, who is loved, right? To make him that fucking evil, and the way, I'm telling you, for me, Leo's greatest role was Calvin Candy. I don't give a fuck about the Titanic, fucking the shit in Boston he did with Scorsese. He was dope in the movie he won the award for. What was that, back in the 1800s? What was that shit? Where Tom Hardy tried to kill him, or killed his son and left him to die. That shit was a great movie. I forgot the name of that movie. But Leo as Calvin Candy, like, yo, dude, that shit was crazy. Inglourious Bastards was fucking crazy. Like, imagine him writing Inglourious Bastards, right? So he had to write the script and then tell people to write it in Italian, then tell people to write it in French. That was fucking insane. And how brilliant of an actor is Christoph Waltz, who went from French to German to Italian, was fucking crazy. Like, I am so infatuated with the way QT's mind, I call him QT's mind works. It's just like, what the fuck? So sadly, he's coming out with his last movie, and that kid, it's a sad day in Hollywood, man. It's a real sad day, because he truly made a film critic out of me. I compare dialogue, I compare acting, I compare the violent scenes, I compare everything to Tarantino. What about that? What about the double feature he did with Robert Rodriguez? Death Race. Was it that, or Death Proof? With Kurt Russell. That shit was crack. How creepy was Kurt Russell? I love the kid next door. They drive their mother crazy. These three Arabic brothers, Khalid, Omar, and Hamza. Hamza's the middle one. Planet Terror and Death Proof, right? How dope was Death Proof? I mean, yeah, okay, it was corny with the chicks in the end kicking his ass. But before it got to that whole shit with him stalking the chicks in his car, that shit was crazy, man. So his 10th and final movie, I don't know. I don't know when it Clark is there, there's no date, right? There's no date. There's no who's gonna be in it, right? Somebody was saying that it was gonna be a like a dedication to some film critic that he knows. Clark, did you read that? Grindhouse. Yeah, that was the name of the double feature. Even Planet Terror was funny in a way, right? The Robert Rodriguez part of Grindhouse. Yeah, no date, no cast. I wonder who he goes with. I wonder if he brings Samuel Jackson back. Come on, Samuel Jackson in Django. Come on, as the house servant. Samuel Jackson deserved an award for that role. That was the best in the Big House. Samuel Jackson killed that. How he gets these actors. That's I don't know. What is his genius? Is his genius his way of how to pick scenes and music? Is his genius the way he just films shit? Like, you notice how he always films food. Like, if you notice in Death Proof, how he takes a close up on um Kurt Russell eating them nachos. Remember Kurt Russell eating the nachos? I'm a fat fuck. I was like, yo, I want them nachos. Or the way the way Christoph Waltz was making the beer in the bar when him and Jamie Foxx entered the bar. How he shows the beer being filled in the cup and then, dude, Salma Zaret, that Salma Hayek scene with her. You know that she was deathly afraid of snakes, and she did not. They were trying to get Madonna to do the role, to be the the queen vampire in From Dusk to Dawn. How hot was she? It's the dialogue, HB2 and the dialogue. I would have to agree with you because from the writing comes everything else. There is nothing before he writes it down. So his gift has to be his dialogue, but it also has to be the way he matches characters for the dialogue. You know? And they told Salma Hayek, if you don't do this scene, we'll get Madonna. Can you imagine being afraid of snakes? There's no way I could do it. I would have lost the role. You know, I got bit by a cobra when I was in India. I don't know if I told you the story. So I'm totally afraid of snakes. It just, dude, it was fucking, come on. The way Uma Thurman sniffs the heroin and the way John Travolta reacts to that shit. And then he's screaming at the girl, a felt tip marker, a ballpoint pen. I mean, every time I see that shit, I see the littlest things is what makes him so fucking brilliant. It's those little things that I'm like, does he plan this? You know what I mean? I'm so fucking geeked out. So to me, it's a sad day in Hollywood with QT. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be happy that he's not making movies anymore. Now, hold on, Mr. Fugazi. Let me get into your. Okay, hold on. It's just for some reason, Big Richie Flicks. I like that you call me that. And I really don't want, you can't stop. Your opinion is valid, sir. Never be afraid. I do not get, listen, please, never, Mr. Fugazi. But I've never liked Tarantino. I watched a couple. Okay, so then let me ask you something. If you didn't like Tarantino, right? What about Guy Ritchie? I found Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch. You could put that up there with Pulp Fiction. Them two movies are fucking again, no special effects. Just characters, dialogue, and camera. That's it. Please tell me everybody here has seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Please. Tell me you got let me tell you something. Pulp Fiction and Snatch, excuse me, Pulp Fiction and Snatch are very important to me for two reasons. Pulp Fiction is what opened my world to Quentin Tarantino. Snatch I was in Amsterdam for the first time, and Snatch was playing in Europe, and I saw it on shrooms. Dude. Snatch blew my mind. Such a Pulp Fiction feel to it, right? With the dialogue and the characters. Come on, the Hasidic stick-up men that are in Antwerp, and they're telling the story to one guy's telling the other story about how they don't believe that the Virgin, how the Virgin Mary, the story came about, etc., etc. And they fucking get in there and they rob the diamond for. It was fucking insane. Snatch is fucking brilliant. Guy Ritchie. Listen, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Please, if you love Snatch, you'll love Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That was Guy Ritchie's first film. You could put that up there with Pulp Fiction. It's just fucking insane. Brilliant. Characters. And it's just fucking such odd situations, right? It's a dark comedy. It's violent. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen coming out of fucking London. I ain't seen anything out of London that fucking cool since I seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. And then Snatch. And you know what's another great film of Guy Ritchie? Rock and Roller. Miller's Cross. Listen, HB2N, don't start your shit, please. Because now you jump into the Coen brothers, and some people may, you know what I mean? They may not be filmologists, flixologists like us. I know, Snatch, right? You talking about Coen brothers, you talking about, the Big Lebowski, you talking about No Country for Old Men, you talking about Fargo, brilliant. True crime, fucking crime, I love true crime. And in Miller's Cross, you remember, what's the ruckus? What's the ruckus? What's the ruckus? That was the way they were talking. What's the ruckus? True Romance, which Quentin Tarantino wrote and allowed, I believe, Tony Scott to direct. Fucking amazing. Let's not forget. I believe Quentin Tarantino also wrote Natural Born Killers, correct? Somebody let me know if yeah, that's true. That's true, Vic. UK does have a lot of dope flicks. Did Quentin Tarantino, Clark, where are you, buddy? Clark, put the bagel down. Did Quentin Tarantino write Natural Born Killers? Let me know. And Clark, let's stop giving people the hi-hat, okay? Come on now. I'm surprised. Usually when you say Clark's name, he appears. You say his name 3 times and he appears like Candyman. Hula hula, hula hula, hula hula. Hey, buddy. You want to know what's crazy? You want to know what's Zared said yes, right? So that's yes to Quentin Tarantino writing Natural Born Killers. I never seen The Warriors. I seen clips. Warriors come out and play, all that shit. But I've never seen the Warriors because when it came out back then, Big Rich wasn't allowed to watch TV after 8 o'clock. Big Rich wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies. My father was a complete, locked everything down. A screenplay based on Quentin Tarantino. So still, they got the idea from him. He gets credit for that. No Clark. One day I'm gonna have to get really stoned and watch the Warriors. It's a shame I never watched that movie. He sold it to Stone. Oh, so you got a check for that. That's right, Jimmy Dean. Woody Harrelson's father was a hitman. Talk that gangster shit, Holmes. Anyway, very excited. I wonder when the movie's gonna come out. I wonder who's gonna be in it. I wonder what the plot's gonna be. But I know it's gonna be a Tarantino classic because if this is the story he's going out on, it's got to be pimp. You know what I mean? Mr. Fugazi goes, The Warriors. That film cracked me right up. We were kids when it came out, and we all thought we were warriors after watching the film. Yeah, I never seen it. I've never seen The Warriors. I should be ashamed of myself. How do I call myself Richie Flicks if I never saw The Warriors? This is how. Because my dad he forbid all that shit. Right? So then as I got older and the technology got better, it's like difficult to watch these 70s, 80s movies that I didn't see when I'm in the 80s, right? Everything else I saw was fine. Technicolor and all that shit with the little, static on the screen and all that. But I definitely got to watch it. It'll be interesting to see who he signs up for the movie. I wonder if he'll work with new people. You know what I mean? Who was his biggest hater? I would say Spike Lee, right? Spike Lee hated Quentin Tarantino. And I love Spike Lee movies. Quentin Tarantino had one sentence he said to everybody. If you're not into my shit, mind your business. But he didn't say it like that. He said it the politically correct way. He said, you don't have to go see the movie. You don't. That's why I never understood Spike Lee's always going at Tarantino. He said the N-word so many times. So then don't watch the movie. That's it. He's making movies. He says, I make them for myself. I don't care. And also, I think what else maybe will slightly, I don't know, Clark, if you're listening, may taint his legacy. His association with the Weinstein guy. Right? Because Weinstein produced most of his movies, right? There was always the Weinstein Company in the credits. Can't watch a fucking movie. Movies, please. You can't. I can't. I'm not. Yeah. Keep all your wokeness. I'm fine where I'm at. Yes, people have the right to be woke, and people have the right to be upset by what other people say, but people also have the right to mind their fucking business and turn the television off. You don't got to stop everything. Maybe somebody else may be interested. You know what I mean? Y'all want to shut everything down. Just shut your TV down. Really, that makes more sense. Oh, come on. Zarit. That scene was the best. Your son, the fuck up that he is. He left his license on the scene. Fucking love Christopher Walken. Pete the Killer. Gets no iller. Come on, what about Mike? What about Mike Myers in Inglorious Bastards? That 5-minute scene that he had as the British general. The bastards. Yeah. And see, Hopper knew he was dead, right? Hopper knew he was dead. So he's like, fuck it. If you're going to kill me, I might as well fucking spit on you with my words, right? So it was a brilliant scene. It was a brilliant fucking scene. And what, so, okay. Okay. The way it was said was the way street guys talk. Okay. Yeah, you could have said it in a more educated manner, but that's not how Tarantino. Tarantino is a high school dropout. Do you understand what I'm saying? High school dropout who got a job in a video store. He was writing as a kid. It was so funny. He was writing as a kid, and his mom made fun of his writing. He goes, "You know what? When I get paid, I ain't giving you no money." I mean, can you imagine to say that to your mother? And Tarantino is eccentric like that. And plus, the more famous he got, the better the cocaine got, right? I heard stories about his parties. It would be a mound of cocaine on the table. Everybody's just fucking getting suited. I remember he was on Howard Stern doing an interview. And he said, sometimes I go and sit. And he goes, I look at my house and my land and the fucking pools and the cars. ¿Cómo está, Jeffrey? And he goes, I got all this from my imagination. How fucking crazy that is. I got all this from my imagination. This is fucking crazy. I don't think there is any other director, and I'm sure people will fucking disagree with me, but you gotta kind of be like me to, agree with me anyways. But I don't think anybody made better movies than Tarantino. Taking away the special effects. If you take away special effects, right, and it's just dialogue, actors, and camera, nobody did it better than Quentin Tarantino. Nobody shot a scene more interesting than him. Nobody wrote dialogue more interesting than him. Come on. The scene with Quentin Tarantino, John Travolta, and Samuel Jackson in the part of Pulp Fiction, the Bonnie situation, after John Travolta blows the kid's head away in the back of the car. Now, Marvin, I think that was the kid's name. That whole scene, he goes, did you see a sign outside my house? Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Entertaining to the end. Again, it was a shame that Spike Lee, being a director and understanding creativity, I'm surprised he went at Quentin Tarantino. I'm sure, he had to enjoy one of those films, man. Come on. As a director, did Spike Lee write his own movies too? I'm not sure. I think he did. Did Spike Lee? I'm not sure. Did Spike Lee wrote his own movies? But I love Spike Lee's movies. I love Spike Lee, how he uses like that dolly shit, like they're moving but they're not walking, but they're moving like they're on a dolly, and the camera is like getting that. I love that shit. Yeah, that was a great scene. That was a great scene. When they're walking through the parking lot, Lewis, I walk around doing that shit, Lewis. Lewis fucking with him. Remember, he grabbed the bag and he was about to fucking knock her out, right? He's like, Mr. J goes, Spike Lee's a hater. Yeah, he's a hater for going at QT like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like, motherfuckers wasn't going against you in your movies, right? And I love Spike Lee movies. Something about it, man. I would be impressed if Spike Lee wrote his movies. You know, I'm already impressed. Come on, Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2. We could fucking do our show on just Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2. Quentin Tarantino, the greatest, I think. The greatest and best to do it in Hollywood. And that's just my opinion. You know, we grew up on action adventures. We grew up on Star Wars, E.T., Indiana Jones, Predator. You know, here comes a movie that has no fucking. I mean, Reservoir Dogs is nothing. Just a camera, those guys, and the fucking story. Nothing else. What about that scene, Zared? What about the scene in Jackie Brown when the bail bondsman is waiting there and you see Jackie Brown walking out of the dark into the light, and then Tarantino drops that song? It's brilliant, man. You remember, yo, dude. I can go on and on and on, geeking over this shit. Straight geeking. I just won't even say. It's crazy how much I love this man. Pause. And his fucking movies. The best. The scene when Brad Pitt and the four Italian dudes Brad Pitt and the three other Jew soldiers are trying to get into the movie award show in the end of Inglourious Bastards, and he's like, he doesn't know any Italian, and here comes Christoph Waltz, and he fucking is killing the Italian, and he asks their names: Daniel De Cocco, Margaretti. Like they speak no Italian. That's the only Italian they know. Danny De Cocco. You know, there was an interview with Gandolfini that he said that he cried for 2 weeks after the scene where he beat up Fonda, when Fonda was in the hotel room. Like, he said he cried he goes, the way they wanted me to hit this girl fucking haunted me for 2 weeks. I cried over that shit. That's a fucking actor, man. You know, if you got so into the role that it affected you, like you cried for 2 weeks because you thought you literally beat the shit out of this woman. Yeah, Patricia Arquette, she's so gorgeous. Why did I say Fonda? Sorry, I got the movies mixed up. True Romance. Oh no. Fonda. He was in the movie. No. Why am I saying Fonda? Who said Fonda? Somebody said Fonda before. Patricia Arquette in True Romance was so smoking. Oh, yeah. That's the fucking dance scene. I don't know why I said Fonda. I saw the name before in the chat, and it just stuck with me. Anyway, Richie cries when he sees sunsets at the beach. I do. How do you know? That's right. You were there holding my hand one time. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping in on a Saturday. Clark, thank you. Thank you for the banner. Really quick. We will be back Monday. Alabama was her name. Where I believe Mel Kwan will be. Hey, Vic Vega, thanks for that video about the what was that about in San Diego? I can't think of the word right now. But Mel Kwan will be here Monday with his take on Jesus, I can't think of the word. Reparations in San Diego. Am I right? Or San Francisco or San Diego, that they're going to give away millions if this passes to people that meet the criteria for reparations. So I believe Mel Kwan has a pretty interesting take on that. And we will be here Monday talking about that. And also about, I believe, give me 1 second. We'll also be talking about Lance Reddick, the actor of The Wire and the John Wick movies, passed away at the age of 60. And for me, The Wire, I'm going to geek out over The Wire, okay? I love The Wire as much as you goddamn right, Vega. Is that not the coolest thing to say to somebody? You shoot me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize. And then Mr. Blonde goes, pew. Remember that shit? Too cool for school, bro. Anyway, rest in peace to Lance Reddick. He was also in Oz, passed away. He was also in Fringe, too. Remember that? Fringe. Nino, I just saw your text. I don't know if you wanted to you say second best. I say number one TV show, The Wire. Are you saying second best to Oz, or are you saying second best to The Wire, Zaret? So rest in peace to Lance Reddick, who was phenomenal in The Wire, by the way. Oh, okay. For me, it's Breaking Bad, The Wire, Sopranos, and maybe only the first 3 seasons of Soprano, or 4 seasons. I'm not sure. Breaking Bad, The Wire, Sopranos, Lost, Game of Thrones. Prison Break is better than what? Yo, you must be zooted today, God, for real. I mean, Prison Break was a great show, but better than what? Don't even say Prison Break is better than The Wire. Don't say it, Jay. Don't say it. Don't do it, Jay. Don't do it. Don't say it. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you, Zaret. No. There's no prejudice. You got to go. You got to stand on your square, brother. If that's how you feel. That's how you feel. For me, it's Breaking Bad. The transformation of Walter White. I've never seen anything like that in my life. That was just incredible acting, incredible writing, incredible characters, some gangster shit. Okay. Prison Break is better than Straight Property. Absolutely. Oh, you sending the wolf? Well, why ain't you say that, motherfucker? He goes, what I want you to say is, Jules, sit back. I got this. You ain't got to worry about Jules. I'm on this motherfucker. Yo, you understand what I'm saying, PD? The fuck? You could just sit there and just quote the whole movie from beginning to end. What about the scene with Christopher Walken explaining to a baby Bruce Willis how he had to hide that watch in his ass from the Vietnamese? Fucking awesome. Everybody have a great weekend. Salute. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Chilling out. Y'all be safe. We'll see you guys Monday. Peace.